For the past few decades, Microsoft Office has been dominating the Office suite market on computers and mobile devices. For the open source side of things, LibreOffice has been dominating that market for a couple of years after succeeding OpenOffice. Many people, including myself, despise the fact that we have to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for software subscriptions even though it is actually not needed, for features that are already available on open source software. Most of these features can be obtained even without paying a single cent. For the past few years, compatibility of LibreOffice with Microsoft Office has always been a serious problem. Despite having support for .doc and .docx formats, LibreOffice struggles to keep formatting constant on these file formats. Text may sometimes exist in another page, pictures may be oppositioned, amongst many other issues. In fact, many people probably gave up on open source software just because of these reasons. In these few years, a new competitor has emerged to solve all these problems, and that competitor is ONLYOFFICE, a free and open source Office suite that is almost completely compatible with Microsoft Office formats. ONLYOFFICE is an Office suite first released in 2009. Designed to be free and open source, ONLYOFFICE offers features that most Microsoft Office users might use on a day-to-day basis, albeit paying nothing for it. The main focus of ONLYOFFICE is actually on collaboration. On its website, ONLYOFFICE strongly promotes its online collaboration features through free trials of ONLYOFFICE Enterprise and Developer Editions, which allows organizations to deploy cloud servers securely. Instead of having to pay for a subscription like Office 365, ONLYOFFICE only requires a one-time payment for all applications to be used permanently. These additions are for organizations though. For personal use, ONLYOFFICE is completely free and feature-packed for normal use. The desktop editor's version can be downloaded for free off of ONLYOFFICE website, and is available for Windows, Mac, and Linux computers. On a side note, Windows XP, an operating system that is already 20 years old, is still supported on the latest version of ONLYOFFICE, which is definitely a thumbs up in my book. ONLYOFFICE adopts almost the same look and feel as Microsoft Office, especially Office 2016 and above. The ribbon interface is very similar to that of Microsoft Office ribbon, and I managed to get along with it just fine without having too many issues. Clicking on the File tab gets you different functions such as saving a document, printing a document, encrypting it, and so much more. Despite having an almost complete user interface like Microsoft Office, there are definitely some slight differences. For one, the Office suite is enclosed in a container-like interface. Users have to open up ONLYOFFICE before opening up one of the three applications that come by default, which are Documents, Spreadsheet, and Presentations. By dragging out the tab on top of the window, you can turn the applications into individual windows, despite having to leave the main container active or else everything will disappear. Of course, having many similarities to Microsoft Office is a good thing. However, there are definitely some features that are present in ONLYOFFICE, but not in Microsoft Office and vice versa. First of all, cloud storage. In ONLYOFFICE, you only have a choice of 3 cloud storage, namely ONLYOFFICE, Nextcloud, and OwnCloud. In Microsoft Office, however, you can only get to save in one proprietary cloud storage by Microsoft, which is, you guessed it, OneDrive. The main advantage of having 3 cloud storage to choose from is that users have a choice of setting up their own cloud storage, namely self-hosting their own or get storage from one of these providers rather than having to send data to OneDrive. The second thing is editing. Instead of having your usual tabs on top for editing photos or tables, everything is shifted to the right sidebar, which may render it hard for first-time users, but it gets the job done. The third thing is the ability to set compatibility with older versions of Microsoft Office, namely Office 2007 and 2010. By going into File and then into Advanced Settings, you can set your document to be compatible with older versions of Microsoft Office when the file is saved as a .docx file, which can help people with older versions of Microsoft Office to make sure that formatting is precise in different versions of Office. Now, this feature is not really available on Office 2013 or 2016 or even Office 2019 by default, and even if there is, I'm pretty sure that it's definitely going to be very difficult to find it. So having this feature in OnlyOffice is definitely a big plus. Now, having free and open source alternatives to Microsoft Office is great. However, when it comes to some aspects of OnlyOffice, there are still many things that can be improved. The most notable one is the container interface. Having separate applications is, in my opinion, better than having to launch the application all the time and only then selecting the app that you want to use. Also, rather than having the tab enclosed in the container by default, individual applications should exist in separate windows, which would highly increase the user interface. On the bottom of the window of OnlyOffice documents, there is no way of seeing the number of words you have typed into the word processor. Instead, you have to go to File and then go to Document Info to see that. Another limitation is the lack of solutions to save the files and make it compatible with Office versions such as Office 2003, which may be a problem for computers with even older software. PDF files can be opened up without any issues, however they could not be converted to allow for editing to take place and only lets users to view these PDF files. The Presentations program is unfortunately one of the most limited apps out of all three. The number of transitions and effects are really limited, as well as backgrounds available for slides. Not to mention the primary way of presenting a slideshow is by hovering the mouse to the bottom left of the window or beside the Add Slide button and clicking on the Present Slideshow button. The last limitation is the inability to use mailings, which is actually important for people who may need to import databases into documents and spreadsheets such as Access files or .db files. Even though this feature is available for the online version, it is not present in the desktop editor, and I hope that OnlyOffice can add that in soon in the later version. Having open source software widely deployed around the world is a big step into preventing companies such as Microsoft from monopolizing the software market, which may actually result in consequences that will affect our lives in the digital world. I will have a video discussing about this topic really soon. Having the ability of looking into the source code of a particular product is necessary, and a right for users to make sure that their privacy and security isn't compromised by hackers and trackers. Owning the software and having the rights to modify it at any given time to contribute additional features is really the only way to get updates out quicker than what proprietary software companies are doing to release these updates. In short, we shouldn't be paying for software that still don't allow us to do whatever we want, even though we are the owners of these software. Thank you for staying to the end. If you want to support this channel, feel free to support it over at Patreon, the link for which is down in the description box, and subscribe to this channel for future videos. And remember, stay secure and stay safe. I will see you next time.